Okay, today we are going to look at something different, the plural form. We have been looking at the singular, and I hope you now know what it means. And now we're going to look at something different, that's the plural form. We had an example where we had the verb say, to open. And we said to open will be seen as fataha. Okay, and when you wanted to say I opened, you ended up writing it as fatahtu. Then we had another example of you, masculine, opened, and we said this was fatahta, and we said you, feminine, opened, was fatahti. Fatahti, and we said he opened, was fataha, and lastly she opened, became fatahat. Now I want you to bring your eyes here. The plural of I opened will be we opened. I don't know. This will be we opened. Okay. Here you have you, masculine, opened. You, feminine, opened. He opened will be they opened, and she opened will again be they opened. Come on, this is the easiest bit of the lesson you'll ever imagine, because it is not as complicated as it may appear. So easy. So, what is going to happen? What was fatahtu, when it comes to the plural, is going to be fatahna. Fatahna. Okay. What was fatahta? Fatahta is going to become fatahtum. Fatahtum. And for the female, it is going to be fatahtunna. they opened is going to be fatahu. Okay. She, they opened is going to be fatahna. Come on. This thing looks a bit complicated. I want you to look at this thing. So easy, so easy as easy can be. Okay? Here is the trick. Here, in the first, if the verb is fataha, here we added two, fatahtu, and fatahtu is going to become fatahna, fatahna, fatahta, fatahtum, fatahti, fatahtunna, fatahtunna, fataha, fatahu, fatahat, fatahna. Easy. And it will take most of the verbs. That's the pattern that will go with most of the verbs. So same thing if you want to look at allama, okay, the verb is allama. You are going to continue with the same pattern. Alamtu, alamtu, alamna, alamta, alamtum, alamti, alamtunna, allama, allamu, allamat, allamna. Okay, so that is the pattern that we are always going to follow whenever we are dealing with this plural. Now, you remember a time when we gave an example that he opened the door. I don't know if you remember when we said he opened the door, and we said that when we are translating this, we shall see the verb. First of all, we look at this, he opened, then we look at the door. You remember that. And we said that this one will be in case 2. Okay, it will be in case 2. So what we will do in this case, it will appear as fataha al-libab, because this is the case 2 we talked about here. That is clear? Okay. How if you want to say we opened the door? And say we opened the door. First of all, we opened. Then the door. What is we opened? We have just seen that we opened is fatahna. And this is going to come in case 2. So the answer is going to be fatahna al-bab. Fatahna al-bab. Fatahna al-bab. Okay. How if you want to write, you all open the door? Of course, I don't know how many people can open the door at the same time, but we're now just using it for study purposes that you all, you are now referring to them all, that they opened the door. So you write fatahtum alibaba. Okay, fatahtum, you all. So fatahtum. Then this one here, in case 2, you'll have an answer as fatahtum alibaba. Fatahtum alibaba. Okay, same way, if you want to say they opened the door, they opened the door. That's the same way you'll be writing they opened is fatahu alibaba. So when someone is saying, where have you put fatahul bab? Okay, you say this is case 1 and this is they opened. Okay, so that is how easy it can be. Now if you want to say I did the lesson, I did, we said to do is fa'al, I did, fa'altu, you did, fa'alta, like that. Then we did is fa'alna, you did in plural, fa'altum. That is the same pattern. They are almost going to take the same pattern all through. Okay, so I want you to look at this, look at this now. Sa Zaid opened the door. When you look at this sentence, it is a bit different. It is not no. We are now looking at Zaid, a name. And we said, I want you to help me and look here carefully. When you say Zaid opened, this is a male person. So what are we going to first write? We are going to first write he opened. Then 2, who, the doer, in case 1. 3, the object, in case 2. This is a principle we looked at previously, and it would be so good, it will be so nice if this is kept at your fingertips when you know it, even as you just wake up. So he opened is going to be fataha doer Zaidun. Case 1, Zaid is going to be Zaidun. The door, case 2, is Al-Baba. Fataha Zaidun Al-Baba. Zaid opened the door. Okay. Zaid taught the lesson. Zaid taught the lesson. If we are to employ this same pattern here into here, that will show you that you shall first write he taught. Now this is how easy these things are. Two, doer, case 1, 3, object, case 2. So he taught is allama. Who? Zaid is Zaidun. The lesson is al-darasa, because remember we are putting it into case 2, so it will be al-darasa. Al-darasa. Zaid taught the lesson. Allama Zaidun al-darasa. Okay, let's have another example here. I hope these examples are strengthening your bones now for something bigger. The teacher taught the lesson. The teacher taught the lesson. We are using the same pattern here. All this same pattern, you put it here. Okay. First of all, we shall put he taught. Then 2, doer, case 1, and 3, object, case 2. So what is our answer going to look like? When you want to say he taught, you are going to put allama, allama. Who? The teacher. The teacher in this case is going to be al-mudarrisu. Then the lesson is going to be al-darasa. So I can put it here. Okay. Allama al-mudarrisu al-darasa. Allama al-mudarrisu al-darasa. Allama al-mudarrisu al-darasa. Okay, so that is how easy this thing is. Now, remember, we said we are going to look at the plural. How if I want to say the teachers taught the lesson? The teachers taught the lesson. Now, all along, we have been looking at these things. Now, this is where the trick comes. If you were to employ this same technique here, what are you going to put first? First, you are going to write number 1, they taught. Then 2, who? The doer, case 1, and 3, object, Case 2. Now, they taught is going to be allamu. They taught allamu. If you go by this same pattern, they is going to be u. So they taught is going to be allamu. Allamu. Who? The teachers. So the teachers in this case are going to be, the plural of mudarisu is mudarisuna. Mudarisu. Mudarisuna. So allamu al-mudarisuna. Allamu al-mudarisuna. The lesson al-darasa. Allamu al-mudarisuna al-darasa. So the same thing is going to be so easy. I think you can now see it is fun substituting words to fit into a certain pattern. I mean, finding words to fit into a certain person. I mean, it gets that easy and it gets that interesting. We can have this other example. The Muslim taught the Quran. We are using, you shall first put he taught, and that will be allama, because we want to get, how do we get to this? First of all, he taught, doer, case 1, and free object, case 2. So what is this going to happen? What is it going to look like? It is going to be allama the Muslim, al-Muslim the Quran, al-Quran. Allama al-Muslim al-Quran. But now, how about if we want to say the Muslims taught the Quran? The Muslims taught the Quran. First step is going to be, I think now this is becoming, because at some stage we are going to stop the use of this guide. We are going to stop the use of this guide at some point, so that we shall be counted as having graduated from this step. Number 1, they taught. Number 2, doer, case 1. Number 3, object, case 2. Okay. Now, what is they taught? Alam. They taught is alam. Alam. The Muslims. Al-Muslimuna. The Quran. Al-Quran. Now, my dear brothers and sisters, that is how these things are. We have looked at the singular, and we have looked at the plural. And this is how basic these things are, no complications. I mean, if you give these things time, you are going to be surprised at how easy they really are. You are going to be surprised at how easy these things can be. Okay, we have seen the plural and we saw the singular form of these things. And now the take-home message today, the take-home message is where you saw tu, ta, ti, where you saw that, this is there will be a few words that you look at. Here you add na to the verb. Here you add tum, tunna, u, na. You see, and that is the trick. I mean, you will fix it with most of the words you are going to find, and I hope it is not complicated. You don't look at it as so complicated. These things are so easy when you offer them time. So easy when you offer them time. I think now we have come to a level where we shall not be showing this. The teacher taught the lesson, so we begin. How is our pattern going to look like? He taught the teacher, then you give the object. Okay, so I want you to have this in mind. When I say the teacher taught the lesson, in your mind you have to first, the teacher taught the lesson, so you have to put he taught the teacher the lesson. It's like that. I mean, that's how it looks like if you use English to if someone asks you, how is the sentence pattern going to look like? The teacher opened the lesson. First of all, you have to put he taught, then the teacher, then the lesson. So it is as if you are saying, when someone puts the teacher taught the lesson, it is as if you are writing, if it's English direct translations, like you put he taught the teacher the lesson. The Muslims taught the Quran. They taught the Muslims the Quran. If you were to go by direct translations, which is not usually good, you have to know that the object follows the doer and the doer follows the verb. The verb comes first. The verb comes first with the pronoun. So even I've put Zaid taught the lesson. Number one, he taught. Who? Zaidi. What? The lesson. Zaidun taught the lesson. So you have to put Allama, Zaidun, Al-Darasa. It will be good if you go and look at the basics, the principles. So you will find your examples and fit them into the principles that we have said. Thank you so much for today. Blessings to you.